day in America, 100,000 kids carry weapons to school. Twice as many miss class because they fear being harmed. And 13 young people are shot to death. I'm Lisa Gibbons. In the last 10 years, juvenile arrests for weapon possession, assault, and murder have reached epidemic proportions. Most families in this country believe that youth violence is not their problem. But with the recent shootings in the schools of Middle America, it's clear. No one is immune. What is making our children violent? And what are the warning signs? In a special 2-hour edition of the Teen Files, we'll explore the origins of violence through the lives of 8 violent teenagers who've agreed to participate in a month-long journey. They don't know where we'll be going, and we don't know what their reactions will be. We can only hope that it will change their lives, for their sake and ours. These 8 teenagers were selected from the inner city and suburbs of California. 3 of them are on probation, 2 are in gangs, and all of them have physically harmed their peers, their teachers, or themselves.
Come on out.
What they have in common is that violence is a part of all of their lives.
Have a seat in here.
We begin in Los Angeles, where the kids meet one another for the first time.
The premier group. They look like an awesome group. Look at that smile.
Peter.
The explorer, as Kirk
The group
said.
will be led by Violence Prevention Director Leah Aldridge and Crisis Intervention Specialist Kirk Anderson. The teens begin with their definition of violence.
What is violence? What does that word mean? Anybody? Okay. Wait, what'd you say?
Hatred toward each other.
Hatred towards others.
Violence, I'd have to say, means a lot of different things, and I don't think that you could just say it with one word. Well,
Sometimes it has to go down, so...
Sometimes violence has to occur.
If somebody hits me, it's self-defense. Regardless if it's violence or not, it's still self-defense. And my mother...
hit me.
You know what I'm saying? If somebody hits you, of course you're going to hit them back. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing you can do.
The opportunity there to walk away, use it. But if they're harassing you and they don't stop, you smack them in the head.
So there are different degrees of violence.
Yes.
Yeah, there are.
Let's talk for a minute about guns.
It's really easy to get a gun.
A 44 Magnum.
Guns are like, I don't know, I love them.
25.
I could borrow a gun from somebody for free as long as I bring it back in right condition.
Or 22 Glock.
I would like them easy. Those are quick. You tell me what kind of gun you want for what price you wanted it for.
A 12-gauge shotgun.
Tech 9.
It ranged from 150 to 200. 38, a 9mm.
Load and pull the trigger.
Whether you're afraid of guns or not, it's important to pay attention to the power that a gun has.
If I had a gun in my hand right now, everybody would probably do what I say.
Personally, I sat in a room, and my friend had a gun, and he thought that he could tell whoever he wanted to do what to do, and they would jump up and do it. What kind of gun was it?
It don't matter what
kind of gun it was.
It don't matter.
Telling me that if I whipped out a gun right now and just aimed it at your head and told you to fucking take off your clothes and run down the street naked yelling, I'm Casey's bitch.
Hell no.
You wouldn't do it? My name is Casey and I'm 16. I don't like people. Me and my friend are making a website, www.wehateyou.com. And I've gotten my ass kicked before. There's occasional times when you beat their ass and, you know, it's like, I feel a lot better. You get into it, it's like an adrenaline thing.
I personally am not afraid of guns, but if somebody's sitting around me and has a gun, and if she had a gun in her hand, you had a gun in your hand, I would not be afraid because of the experiences I have had. I've adapted to it. What about if you shot in your arm? If you guys shot me in my arm, then I'd hurt for a minute and then I'd chase your ass. My name is Ricky and I'm 14. I can be a bully when I want to be. I'll push a little person by. I'll push a big person. I don't care who it is. I busted somebody in the face with a skate. It wasn't even at the roller rink. People want to be nice to me. They don't want to be on my bad side. They want to be like, hi, Ricky, how have you been, you know? And I like it.
On the way to the first stop, we learned that one of our teens was involved in a drive-by shooting just the night before.
A blazer shot at you over the weekend?
Yeah.
What was that all about? A car shot at you over the weekend?
Did I tell you?
Yesterday?
So the ghetto people over here when we go.
You had a homeboy that died yesterday? You had a homeboy that died yesterday. Somebody shot it.
I was in the car.
You were in the car.
Something worse. It was the closest I've ever been to something that really happened, you know? I never thought it would happen to me. I never thought I'd be in a car that getting shot up at. I never thought anything. I always thought that I would be shooting at people, not me getting shot at. My name is Delilah. I don't really like knives. I like guns. Me and my friends, we had a 38. We were playing around and everything, and we decided to shoot at people. Well, people would just walking down the street and just shoot at them. But it wouldn't hit them. It'd be like raining. I'm 12 years old.
To better understand what guns, knives, and violence can do to the human body, the teens arrive at County USC Medical Center. They have no idea what they're about to see.
Welcome. My name is Dr. Asensio. I'm one of the chiefs and senior professors of the Division of Trauma Surgery here at LA County, where we see about 7,500 major injured patients, most of them which are victims of violence, victims of gunshot wounds, victims of stabbings. Let's take a tour. We're just going to show you a little bit of what this place is all about. Some of you are here. I know this man comes here. He's got a badass attitude already. You want to look tough. You tough, Rodney?
We'll fix that.
We'll fix his ass. Right. Not even a problem. You come in here, you think you're tough, you come in with your bullshit attitude, you gang rap. None of y'all are tough. We're going to show you what tough is all about. Ain't a goddamn thing any one of you can teach us about life and certainly about death. All right? Ready to come with us?
I'm Peter. I'm 15. I've been in 200 fights over a period of like maybe 10 years. I got in a fight with my principal. She was going to tell my mom, you know, that I wasn't cooperating with the teacher, that I was a nuisance in the class, and I wasn't sitting in my seat, what have you, you know. And I told him that, you call my mom, I'm going to hit you. He was down on the phone, and I got up, and I reached over his desk, and I smacked him in his head. Oh, I was in 5th grade.
Basically, people come in here dying. Sometimes you have to open up their chests right then and there in order to be able to save their lives. All the tough guys that are out there in gangs with their tattoos and their bullshit, when they come in here, they crap the drawers. When you are dying and you're facing your life slipping away from you, the toughest guys will never forget 2 words. One of them is mommy. You will call for your mom, and you will call for your God. So all of you who come in here because you've all been badasses, you ain't seen nothing yet.
My name's Aaron and I'm 16. I'm on probation for assault and battery. I've seen people get hit in the head with guns, like pistol whip and stuff. I like guns. Only one time I had to like really show it, like show my gun. If the point came and I had to use it, I would do it. I would use it.
Intensive care unit, but you will see things that you've probably never seen before, perhaps with your exception. What happened to you?
I tried to commit suicide by cutting my wrist and another time by swallowing a lot of pills. My name is Matt and I'm 14 years old. I've had 3 suicidal attempts. It really felt very serious, like I did want to die. It wasn't a joke. Wasn't doing it just for attention or anything, but I actually wanted to do away with myself.
Come on in. Who wants to volunteer to be a patient? All right. Lay down. The door now, right? Yeah. Lay down. Get rid of your camera. Okay?
You're not breathing right now.
You're not breathing right now. You're dying. because some son of a bitch who decided he wanted to be a tough guy in the streets shot you. So we have to come on in and open your airway, and we're going to put this into your vocal cords. Open your mouth, don't put it in all the way. And we're going to lift this up, and we're going to pass this into your windpipe. Okay? So we're opening his chest right now. And now we got to spread his ribs, you see? All right.
He's all no.
So now we got his chest open. So Dr. Zimmerman and I are going to bang across his chest with this big knife to open his chest totally wide open. We got to do this. We got to get this chest open and the bleeding under control in less than 1 minute, because your brain cannot be without oxygen.
Everybody's put to sleep, right?
No. If you're dying, we're going to open up your chest because you have to try and save your life. This is not glamorous. Nobody says, cut, let's go have some lunch. Okay? I don't think this is funny at all. Because if it were to happen to you, you would pee on your pants, you would puke all over yourself. That's exactly what happens when people are dying.
My name is Seha, and I'm 16. I've been in the gang since I was 12. I've been in jail like about 6 times. I'm a violent person. When I'm around with my homies, I could get very violent when it comes to something that I don't like. The people that I hurt, they're not, innocent victims. They're my rivals.
What I'm about to show you now is pretty gruesome. This is a patient that was sitting at a restaurant, totally innocent. Somebody came and stabbed him 12 times. I don't think that's funny. If your intestines were hanging out, you wouldn't consider it funny. Now, this is pretty gruesome. Now, for those of you who are faint-hearted, you don't need to be here. How many of them want to come? Treat this with the utmost of respect. Okay?
Due to the nature of the patient's injuries, the group is asked to stand back in order to keep the room sterile.
This is Mr. Smith. And what you see here is part of his intestines that are hanging out. Gary never thought he'd make it, but he's here.
But I've been here 6 months now, and I'll probably have complications for the rest of my life. I don't know. But the doctor told me that I was going to be dead. I should be dead. All right? I can't eat. I can't drink water. They changed me like I'm doing diapers or something like that. The thing is that here it is.
Next, the kids come face to face with the real damage a gun can do.
My name is Janet, and I'm 18 years old. My boyfriend is in a gang. I've been to a lot of parties and stabbings, shootings, the works, everything. I'm not going to stop being with them just because I know something can happen. I'm pretty secure that I won't get shot at or get killed at any point in my life right now. So, maybe later on it can happen, but not now.
The next patient is a gunshot victim, a gang member who was on his way home when violence suddenly shattered his life.
So he's here now, 5 days after his operation, still in some pain, with a tube down his nose, which is very uncomfortable.
This is the original gunshot wound where David got shot. And they came in here, traveled through the liver, through the stomach, okay? Into the tail of the pancreas, the spleen, and into the kidney. He's only got one kidney. So we're going to pull this tube because I think he's ready. Okay? You got to get the tape. Go ahead, doctor. Look. Put the tube in.
With the tube out, David can now speak to our teams.
People just came out to kill me. They shot me in the stomach. They didn't say nothing, and they just shot me once. I turned around, started running, and as I was running, I could like hear just the bullets going by my head like little mini missiles, just. I never thought I was gonna get shot. I thought I was the one that was gonna be the one bringing people to the hospital. I never thought that this is what I put mothers through, fathers, brothers, and sisters. You're gonna end up either killing somebody or getting killed yourself. That ain't worth it.
You don't want Dr. Asencio to operate on you anymore? Huh?
Nah.
We were here for you. Only thing you owe us now is straighten out your life. And grow your hair, goddammit.
What am I here now for? Because I'm trying to be Miss Billy Badass. And it just doesn't make sense to me that he was walking home, regardless if he was in a gang or not. All he was doing was walking home. And I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
There is one more story Dr. Asencio wants the group to hear.
Luis?
AK-47, M16, 45, 22, two-shot Derringers. I've carried them all. I handle them all. But never knew how to keep a job.
It was 5 years ago when gang member Luis Salazar stopped to get cigarettes at a Los Angeles liquor store. His girlfriend, Maria, was waiting in the car when rival gang members approached.
The guy comes up with the gun in his pocket and he just aims it inside. And he just started shooting away. The second, the third, and the fourth shot, that's where he hit me. Now the fifth shot, I heard it, but I don't know what happened to it.
The last bullet lodged in Maria's stomach. She was rushed to the hospital where Dr. Asencio fought to save her life.
Well, the chances of me ending up in the street, on a sidewalk, full of bullet holes, I knew there was high risk of that. I was living by the sword, so I knew I was gonna die by the sword. I never thought, though, Maria would be the one that would be affected by my lifestyle the most.
We had great plans. Get married, have a Cinderella wedding, take off on a honeymoon. But I was still involved with gangs. The only girl in my life, which I love, man, the only thing that kept me going, that stopped me from doing evil and doing bad was her. And there she was, slipping away, dying. No chance of telling her, look it, baby, I'm sorry because of me, you're there. No chance, no way of telling her. I'm telling you guys, man, you guys don't have to wait till this kind of situation happens to change your life, man. You don't have to wait till you're like me, 25 years old, 2 prison terms. Every gang in LA wanted to take a shot at me.
Louis sat by Maria's bedside and prayed. After 10 surgeries, 120 units of blood, and 38 days in a coma, Maria is lucky to be alive.
After I opened my eyes, I knew that I had to make a decision. I was like, okay, now that I'm gonna change my life, if Louis doesn't change his life, I'm gonna leave him.
Leaving gangs and guns behind, Maria and Louis were married, but the scars will never disappear.
I remember when I got shot, I couldn't believe it. I just remember saying, oh God, I don't want to die. When I was 12 years old, I already smoked marijuana, tried to be all tough and everything. Like this young lady right here, I saw her attitude, and it reminded me a little bit of how I was. And you know what? It's not going to take you nowhere. To see young girls with that attitude, with the fascination of gangsters, it breaks my heart. It really does. Not everybody is as lucky as I am.
I tell my story now because youngsters out there, man, they don't have to go through what I went through.
Now you understand how life is very beautiful and very, very precious, Here's your witness right here. You still the tough guy?
Never was.
Oh, good.
He got on my case.
Hope you'll learn.
You know, and that's something I can withstand. That's something I can look at. You know, in my mind, I think about it and I comprehend the point. I look at it and I go, okay, oh, that's cool.
You know, he said, I had a lot of balls. Yeah, I do, but trust me, inside it hurts a lot when I have to do this. You know, and we keep struggling. All right, change the attitude. Good-looking dude like you. All right.
My boyfriend is in a gang. When we were leaving the hospital, I was crying. I was crushed inside because I know I'm in the same position that Maria and Louis were. I don't want to be in that position. I don't want to get shot at in order for him to stop gang banging or whatever. But what can I do? I mean, I love the guy. I'm not going to stop being with him just because I know something can happen.
Next, we uncover the dark secrets that all of the teens have in common. Each year, more than 10 million American children witness domestic violence in their homes.
My mom did drugs a lot of my life, and I basically raised my two little sisters. I've seen my mom get beat by previous boyfriends. When I start to fight, all kinds of my past, my childhood comes up, people beating my mom, all of it just like comes together in one. I think about it, I go blank, and then I can't stop.
I've seen a lot of violence since I was a baby. It made me feel uncomfortable at my own house. So that's like how I grew up to be around it. And so I started doing it.
My dad is kind of in my life. I see him every once in a while, not that often. But he's got work, and he works like crazy, always working. One day he'll have to retire. So when he retires, then I got all that time to hang out with him. Yeah, I miss my dad.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that made me angry at my home, like arguing, and actually there was a scene of violence one time, but I'm not going into detail with that. My parents would argue, and they would fight and yell and stuff, and I would try and block that out by hiding in my room.
My parents, well, actually my dad, he's hit me before and stuff, so I've seen it firsthand. And yeah, he hit me. He disciplined me, you can say, you know.
My parents' divorce had a lot of effect on me. I'd be sitting in my room or, outside or what have you, and they'd be yelling, you can't help but hear them down the block, they're screaming at each other. So it's like, shit, shut up.
And my dad's in prison because he killed somebody. My mom respects me now, and I respect my mom, and she don't touch me. She tells me she loves me, but I never tell her that I love her back. I don't know why. I just don't like telling people I love you, I don't.
To explore the connection between how they've been hurt and how they have hurt others, the teens tour Haven House, a shelter for battered women and children.
A lot of times kids who grow up in abusive homes will then begin to develop that behavior, and they'll start to act out, especially with the anger. If we can act out that way, what do we as individuals have to do to think about what we have to do to break the cycle?
Raise your kids with morals.
Tell me what you mean. You have a
Raise your kids to treat a lady like a lady, not like a bitch or a tramp.
My brother was raised in a home where my mom was beaten every day. And my brother will say to Mom, then why don't you get away if it's not right? Because as long as the mother or the father, or whatever it is still staying there and still getting beat up and still getting thrown around, you're being the hypocrite, and therefore your kids don't have to listen.
I disagree. How did you let that happen?
I'm not saying I let that happen.
You're saying that you're pissed at your mom because you let that happen.
That I let that happen?
She let it happen because the mom let it happen.
Because your mom let it happen.
My mom let us.
You know what?
My mom let us experience.
My mom has almost a similar experiences, okay? So I've been there, all right? So how are you going to tell me the same bullshit?
All I'm saying is that if she wanted us to get away, she could have. But we were the only people. My mom was being selfish.
Let me jump in here real quick. The one thing that I would ask is to hear how other people's experiences have affected them and allow them to have those feelings, okay? And it's clear that Ricky has a lot of pain behind what her experience was. What we have to learn to do is we have to hear what her experience was, try and understand it, and then think about how that is going to relate to the way that she interacts with us and the way that she will interact in her own relationships.
If you open up your brochures, on the inside there's a legend that's reprinted, and it explains what the different colors mean.
1 out of every 3 women murdered is killed by a husband or boyfriend. The National Clothesline Project forces our teens to face the tragic effects that domestic violence has on families, friends, and the victims themselves.
So white is for women who have died as a result of violence or were murdered. Yellow, beige, and brown is for assault and battery. Red, pink, and orange is for rape and sexual assault. Any of the green and blue shirts, child sexual assault or incest.
Speaking as a male, a real man does not lose control, he controls himself. A real man does not discomfort, he comforts. A real man does not rape, he loves.
When I was 7. That's like simple and plain, but it says a lot.
This flower will never blossom again. And it's like, dang right.
I refuse to be killed. If I go down fighting because every woman is worth fighting for, even me.
A sudden outburst by Peter shocks the group.
I think I felt a little bit more rage, a little bit more angry about these shirts. Child molestation and incest. To me, that's pretty much bullshit. I don't like it. I don't approve of it. And, you know, it just makes me angry. It just really pissed me off. And I had to find a way to vent it without yelling and screaming and looking like I was crazy. So I laid into a wall instead of laying into someone.
Viewing the shirts brings up painful memories.
It was probably when I was 13. I started going out with this guy. He was older than me, like 2 years older than me or whatever. He was like all into drugs, whatever, into his gang or stuff. And, well, yeah, he was violent, I guess, or whatever. He would like cuss me out and stuff, and he would hold me really hard, and he would bruise me all the time, or at times he would hold me down and bite me.
1/3 of teenagers worry that they will die before the age of 30. Building self-confidence, compassion, and a sense of connection to their future can be key to preventing and stopping youth violence. The second part of our journey begins at a camp high in the mountains of Colorado. There, we challenge our teens to face the truth about themselves and the violence in their lives. Then, we dare them to change.
It's very hard to overcome and maintain your anger and to maintain, your aggression and your rage,
I think to myself, people can always look up to me, but it doesn't have to be because I'm mean or I'm violent or I'm a bully. I don't know if I'm ready to let go yet. I want to grow up, being good, but if I can't, then I guess I can't.
I feel safe over here, you know what I'm saying? Look at it, look at this place. I like the fresh air. It's different than where I live at. Over there, gunshot. You gotta watch out for my back. Over here, you could just walk anywhere you want right now.
All right, folks. Everybody out. Let's start the experience.
As the group approaches Camp Aduco, they are given their first mission.
Okay. You need to work together and get your group safely
to the base camp. And if you have any trouble with the bearing, listen for a drum in the distance.
I was like, what do you mean ask us to find the camp? Aren't you supposed to show us where it is?
This way, everybody goes straight this way.
Handed a compass and told to head north, the team set out on foot through the cactus-covered brush. But within seconds, the group separates, and the first challenge results in chaos.
Shut up, I know what I'm talking about. Ow!
Everybody kind of was for themselves, and it was difficult because being for yourself in a territory that you don't know and cactus all over, it was not fun.
We said we were going to do this as a team, right? Move the team safely from one point to the next. Well, some of you guys are running way off in the front there, which, hey, that may be fine sometimes. But when you have teammates in the back, okay, who can't keep up, that isn't so fun, okay? Let's see you guys travel the rest of the way together, okay?
All right, come on.
Can we take a shower before dinner?
Better? Going back. I like it. Big thing, man. Big guys. Yeah, the big guys get back together. How'd that happen?
Having finally arrived at the camp, the kids from the city are forced to face the realities of the wilderness.
Things are eating me up right now.
This is too small.
Well, I want to welcome you to Aduco. For the next 3 days when you're with us, you can have the chance to do some new things. But most of all, you're going to have the chance to do some new things inside yourself, okay? And for that to happen, you're going to have to, first of all, trust us, the staff here. Take a chance.
I guess I'd like to know from you guys, each of you, what brings you here and what you're hoping to get out of being here.
I was hoping, to learn maybe another way, to maybe manage my anger, get my temper under control.
When I get out from this place, I'm hoping to learn how to work with, each other as a group and everything, and, learn how to make friends or something and be nice. No more violence.
I'm doing this for my mom and for myself too, to change. So I need to meet new friends and everything, because people I kick it with is they're in gangs and everything, and I want to change my life,
The teams undergo a series of physical and emotional challenges as they work to gain trust in themselves and each other. The first test involves a dip in an icy mountain creek.
They just told us that water was snow about half an hour ago. Can you tell us after we get into the water?
We're going to just take a few minutes. Just close your eyes and just kind of rest. Just think about the stuff that we've done. Think about your center. Connect with it. Thank you.
We're going to do something called making an identity chart. What I want for you to do is I want you to take a marker and draw a circle. And then I want you to draw some lines out. This is your opportunity to identify yourself and not allow other people to affix or attach identities to you. Casey?
I got happy, mean, sweet, annoying, funny, asshole, and different.
Can you pick one?
Asshole.
Okay.
Even my best friends will go, dude, sometimes you're just a dick to other people. Like when I go home, I sit down, I go, oh, I was a bitch.
Peter.
I don't want to do shit, fuck it.
Okay.
Get me back home.
Oh, go for
I think Peter overreacted that day.
It was Aaron in that moment that was getting to me.
I didn't do nothing to piss him off.
He's getting attitude because he feels like not everybody's taking the whole thing serious, and he's trying to get into it, and someone's in the middle of, putting their heart on their sleeves and talking about some serious issue that's gone down for them in their life, and all of a sudden you see someone over, you know, talking and goofing with somebody else. I mean, how do you think that makes people feel?
What am I supposed to do? I've tried every legal thing in the damn book.
Have you talked to him?
And I'm not doing it no more.
Have you confronted him and talked to him?
Yeah, I have. And you know what? He don't care. So it's either I clock his ass and go to jail, or I go home. And you know what? I'd be in my own house and go to jail.
For him to storm out like that, that's stupid. That's childish, period. You know what I'm saying?
Let's think about what we want to say and how we're going to say it, where we're not going to piss people off and offend people and do more damage than good.
He pissed me off too many times, so what I'm going to do is I'm packing my shit and I'm going home. I was the person before that would be the one, you know, with my foot on your chest or on your throat, being the victor. I'd be the one who won.
I want to hear from you that you still want to get to this point where you and Aaron can be buddies. I hope.
Soon after that fight and realizing that that was my kick in the butt, you know, the reality sucks. Bite the bullet and deal with it.
This needs to be the point where we get tight again. When you got tough stuff happening, that's when you find out who your real friends are, and you find out what you're all about inside. Thank goodness Peter made the right choice. He decided to stay because that's a strong choice to make.
If we're a team, you're supposed to talk to us, not just fucking storm out and fucking act stupid, you know what I'm saying?
If I'm acting all stupid, you tell me I'm acting stupid. But don't do it like how you did, say drop your attitude, because that's what pissed me off. I've really tried not to be pissed off, and I've really, you know, tried to do my best. Because me, that was me. That's how I usually am. I'm usually mad. You guys want to work it out? I'll stick it out and see what happens.
The group must learn how to get along if they're going to be prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. But exercises and team building soon become frustrating.
You're only allowed to pass 2 people through any one hole.
I didn't lift you up.
You guys lift me up.
Yes, because they can lift you up and they can just pull you right in.
No, go through this one. It's easy.
Tuck your damn belt in.
Goddamn, shut up.
You telling a girl shut up.
As tensions rise, working together becomes impossible. To sort through their differences, the team's asked to have a meeting without the adults. Ricky is appointed mediator.
Does anybody have anything to say about anything that happened in the past couple of days?
Hell yeah, I do.
Between any of us.
How many times has she really participated in our family thing? I mean, every time they ask her to share something, she goes, I don't want it, and she shuts up automatically.
You're an asshole.
That's it, okay. She doesn't share with us. She doesn't participate with us. She's always lagging behind.
I have a right to call you an asshole because you've been treating me like a shit. Ever since I fucking seen you, I was like, I knew I was not gonna get along with you.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, that's right.
Dude.
So how the fuck are you supposed to fucking change if you don't give a shit?
You don't sit there and tell me how am I supposed to change when you're the one hanging out with the gang, alright?
Well, that's my personal life, right? Oh my god. You don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Fuck that, you know what I'm saying? You ain't even fucking older than her.
You're being a little fucking girl. You're being a fucking little girl by fucking fighting with the girl. What the fuck? Stand up, bitch. Stand up. What's up?
Hey, nah, man. What's up?
Yeah, bitches. Wait, you're gonna be a bitch in the girl back.
The group struggles to stop a fight when we return.
Stand up, bitch. Stand up. What's up?
Hey, nah, man. What's up?
Yeah, bitches.
I was like, come on right here, right in the chin. She was like, if it wasn't for the fire, then I would hit you. I wanted to apologize because I'd be the more mature one, you know, and the one that got, like, everybody would see me as more responsible and showing that I was actually learning things while being there.
Dude, that's total disrespect to stand up to a girl, dog.
Yeah, maybe I did something wrong by standing up, but still.
Thank you. Matt, you apologize, right?
Yeah.
I think you truly meant it.
I sincerely apologize.
Yeah, I think that's it. D, what do you have to say, D? D, you have nothing to say at all.
I apologize for whatever I did.
Look at him, man.
No, I'm not gonna let it.
You're not even...
It's not...
He looked at you when he
I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't care.
In the end, no punches were thrown, and we didn't really have any violence that night. So that was, like, the best thing.
We all love each other. We're all family. No matter what happens, we're always going to get through it, all right?
Yeah, thanks.
It might take a little while, but it's going to happen. 1, 2, 3, family, family, family.
ritual is based on a rites of passage that has traditionally been done by the Shawnee tribe. And they used to send out their young people. Every morning they'd have to walk slowly and with dignity down the streets of the village to the water's edge and then jump in. They'd have to jump in 4 times. In the middle of the winter, you can imagine the water is pretty darn cold. And on the 4th time, they'd have to dive down to the bottom of the river and grab a stone and bring it back up. They'd wear this around their neck as a symbol of the fire within themselves. And whenever they face a situation of adversity, they would think back to this symbol of their power, just to symbolize the strength they had within themselves, and they would draw on that. So that's your opportunity this morning, whoever would like to. Oh, all right.
Me and Dee have had some problems in the past, and I'm going to make it up by getting her a rock.
I don't know. That was, like, really strange to me. Because, like, I never get apologized to. He was being a man of himself, you know? And then Dee was just like, whatever. And then, like, I don't know if she said things or not. I don't think she did. Some people say she did, some people say she didn't. I didn't hear her, so I don't know. I would never imagine me doing that for someone.
By day 3, Dee's attitude continues to tear the group apart.
Dee, I'm happy to use the F word.
I don't want him sitting next to me.
Get down out. Okay.
He fucking bugs.
Dee was using a lot of profanity, and before I could even intervene, Erin says, "What's your trip?" And then she hauled off on him pretty hard and hit him right in the arm.
Oh, he's gonna report this.
Don't swing on my face. Don't swing on my face.
Hands on.
Control.
I smacked Aaron. Because he touched me, and I don't like him touching me, you know? And then Miss Anderson made a big old deal about it.
Let me put it this way, Dee. Are you going to be able to control yourself from hitting people like we already talked about, and quit bullshitting around with us? We're tired of it. I'm not going to sit here and play babysitter and say, get your hands off of each other and quit hitting people.
What did I want him to tell him off? Because nobody yells at me. Not even my mom yells at me. And if no mom's not going to yell at me, I'm not going to let nobody yell at me.
And I said, okay, I'll expect that it'll be cool from here on. Got in the van, we're driving, and we got stuck. She had an issue with Ricky.
No, you did not just call me a bitch, okay? Because I don't care where the fuck we are. You will not sit here and call me a bitch like you lost your damn mind. Do you understand me?
I don't know what stopped me. But I know that if we were not here, I would have swung on her. And that poor little girl would have been very hurt, severely hurt. I was waiting for her to smack me. Oh, my God. She doesn't know how much I would have... Ooh. Something stopped me, like, I guess they were saying, like, I found my sinner or something. She doesn't participate in anything, and then she wants to bust an attitude with everybody, and it's ridiculous.
She was feeling like everyone was picking on her, and I asked Dee, why do you think that is the case? And I kind of talked to her about she needs to be part of the group, and that's where some of the frustration's going and how she's handling herself.
I just said that I didn't want to stay anymore, but Janet talked to me.
It's starting to come to a head again with some of the kids. I think they're seeing it, and it can go 2 ways. Hopefully, she'll see how it's affecting the other kids, and she'll become part of the team, or she'll go the other way and continue to act like she's been acting, and not take the help that we're trying to give her.
I want to try, to get out of people, but it's hard.
As always is the case, we'll see through the action. So that's pretty much where we're at with Dee.
To change their attitudes and behavior, the teens must start by exposing the hurt and anger from their past and putting it behind them. They begin this process symbolically by making masks.
It's a death mask, essentially. So it's letting go of the past.
Some of you articulated when we first started this that you wanted some new skills for dealing with anger and dealing with violence. One of the things that has to happen is that you have to look at when you have patterns of behavior that are unhealthy. Maybe somebody hurt you. The first thing towards being able to change your behavior is being able to heal. So what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to pull out your letters, the letters that you wrote to someone that hurt you.
This goes out to my rivals because they shot my homie. To one of my enemies, fuck you and you're set for shooting at my homie and put him on a wheelchair. Just remember this, what goes around comes around. It hurts me when I, heard the news that, he was, like, shot on the back and like, paralyzed. Every time we go out and kick it, it's not the same because he's on a wheelchair.
To my dad, I'm going by memory from when I last spoke. It says, "Dear Dad, why'd you have to hurt me and my family like that? I got really depressed. I tried to kill myself. I didn't talk. Grades went down in school. I just want an apology."
I don't know, it's just, I don't like people telling me anything and touching me, or I just like go off on them. Just don't like people touching me. That's how bad it's like, what this person did to me. If my mom ever hit me, I'll put her back. Because at first, she did everything to me. She put me on the ground, kicked me, punched me, did everything. Everything she had seen, she would dry.
My letter was to my parents. It was about the divorce. I mean, they were nothing but kids. Nothing but kids. When you're only like 6 or 7, and you gotta be that tall, it bugs.
You may not be able to change your parents or your sister or your brother, but like we talked about, you can learn how to change yourself. That's what this whole program has been about. You learn how to change yourself, then you can change other people. And that's powerful, man. It doesn't get any more powerful than that.
In your efforts to make your changes, you're going to have to learn to let go of some of this hurt, some of this pain, and move on. I am going to request of all of you at this point for you to all rip out your letters. And what I'd like all of you to do, one by one, is I'd like you to stand up, put your letter in the flame, and say, "I'm letting it go."
I'm letting it go.
Hopefully. All right, say hi.
I am letting it go.
Let it go. Don't let it hold you guys anymore.
Damn it, let it go.
Load in,
I'm
guys.
letting
Get
it
rid
go.
of it. Move on. Get rid of it.
Can you say it?
I'm letting it go. It's like it's gonna burn. Oh well.
It's not gonna burn because it's not gonna let you let it go. It's just like gonna take time. It hurts them so bad that it's inside of them, and it's just gonna take time, like me. And I'm still kind of like hurt right now.
But it's a start. It's a process. You all have, by putting it in the flame, committed to letting that hurt go and allowing yourself the opportunity to heal. When you can have inner peace, you find yourself breaking those patterns. You find yourself not automatically reacting when someone says or does something that you don't like.
Climb up the rest of the way with Stella.
After recognizing the origins of their anger and their pain, it's time to begin to heal and change. On the final day of camp, the teens are asked to face their fears and challenge themselves by doing something they've never tried before, climbing a 100-foot sheer rock wall.
There are easier approaches. Hey, this is great.
Oh my God. Look at him go, you guys.
He is moving. Let's go, dude.
Yeah. Enjoy the scenery. Yo.
I do not want to go.
You're perfectly safe.
Use your feet.
free. I can't do this. No. Stop. I'm not in the health position to do it. I got no energy. Guys, nerd.
Let's go, freak!
All right, Ricky, the hard part's over. You can do it. You can do it. Overcome it. You can do it. You can do it, Ricky. You're almost there.
I don't want to climb up the rock anymore.
Trust us. You can do it. Come on. You can do it. That's it. There you are. All right, Ricky. All right. Did you say something that you couldn't do it? I thought I heard. Let's go, Peter. Come on. Come on, Peter. Let's go. Come on, Peter. Peter, you're all free, baby. You're almost there, Peter. On the rock. Let's go. Let's go, Peter. Come on, Peter. Just stepping close to the rock. Yeah.
The rock climb was scary as hell because I was afraid of heights. I thought my fear would, come bite me in the ass or something, but, I did it, and I figured if I can climb a rock and propel a wall, I think I can do pretty much almost anything.
Anderson, you on the camera? Yeah, Peter.
I think that out there, I showed more of myself than what I ever have to anyone in my life.
Leah needs you up there. She needs you more than you can get up there. Okay, ready? 2 deep breaths. Come on, D. Do it, girl. There you go.
I am not going to get it.
You're going to make it. You're almost there. You're already quarter of the way there.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Go, Dee. Go, Dee. It's your birthday. Go, Delaware. Yeah. All right. Look at that, Dee.
Oh, my God. No!
You know what? After you accomplish that, you feel like you're on something or high or something. Yeah, natural high, and you feel good about yourself. I've done something that's not, that's not bad and it's good, and someone's gonna be proud of me at home. You can do it, girl. You can do it, girl. Anderson, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I cried when I came off the rock because I didn't think I could do it, I thought I was going to fall or something.
The rock climbing activity is when everybody really came together. This is the things I got out of it. Whenever something that I feel that I can't do, it's too hard comes along, I'm always going to think back, Ricky, you jumped off a 100-foot mountain. This you could do.
On the last night of camp, the kids reflect on what they've learned.
This whole experience has been a roller coaster, but you've come out on top. You found the inner fire we talked about, and you've overcome it.
I really want to thank you guys for, bringing me here, and the other side of me just kind of faded. It's it's not there. It's kind of faded, and it's kind of, running away from me, and everybody's just cool,
I want to thank all you guys, and I think I learned to have trust in people.
I learned to overcome my fears by finding my center.
I've learned that you can get along with people that you don't even know, and that you can get love and trust, and can appreciate other things, and other races and other people, and there's another side to life, except for, instead of walking around like a badass and being macho and angry and ready to throw down. It's been a great experience, and I thank all of you, because each and every one of you taught me something.
Next, an unexpected stop in Littleton, Colorado, and learn the secret one of our teams has been keeping from the group. In the moments that lead up to their crimes, many violent teens seem genuinely unaware of the human cost of what they're about to do. Even though school violence accounts for less than 1% of juvenile homicides, nothing has focused attention on the problem of youth violence more than the killings at Columbine High School.
I feel safer in the streets than in school.
School is just the same as being on the streets. The only difference is you go into a class and you learn.
If you just walk around casually around a public school, you can carry any type of weapon you want. I've been able to carry knives. I carried a machete once. I was able to carry a .357 in my backpack. That was like a little scary.
The experience in the wilderness gave the teens a chance to care about themselves. But now, can they feel compassion for others? They don't know it yet, but their next destination is Littleton, Colorado, the site of the worst school massacre in U.S. history.
There's someone in the window holding a sign up saying, "Help, I'm bleeding to death."
And I felt the dirt coming from the bullets hitting the ground. And I saw the blood, so I ran.
Actually kind of made me mad, you know, because it happened in Colorado. I really didn't care for it, you know, took over my TV shows. You know, I'm watching TV, I'm hearing about someone got shot, you know, it's like, so.
A lot of them did bring it upon themselves.
10 days after the shootings at Columbine, Matt made a plan for his school that was eerily similar.
It feels really bad to be picked on because it makes you feel a lot lower than you really are. I know where it can get to the point to where you just want to go after someone. I've written a lot of angry letters, like I want to blow up school, that I wanted to kill people with bombs and stuff. And it was mapped out and everything. I planned it for lunchtime because the way my school is set, where if I would have put bombs in every building and stuff, more people would have been dead. One day I was writing in second period, and I had to go to the bathroom, so I left the journal on my desk. When I came back, the girl that was sitting next to me was gone. She came back with the vice principal and 2 security guards. I was arrested and taken to the mental institution. Yes, I did think of the consequences of everything I could do and all the destruction I could make. Yeah, I really did think about it, but I didn't give a damn.
To understand how violent acts affect the victims, their families, and entire communities, our teams were invited to see and hear about it firsthand. Columbine teacher Paula Reed lost 3 students in the tragedy.
Violence is not a prevalent thing in our school. And so whenever things like this have happened other places, I have always felt very safe. Nobody could ever touch us. And when it happened, it rocked my world. And I kept thinking, other people watch us the way I watched Jonesboro. And to them, there's something about Columbine that made this happen that doesn't happen at their school. There's some reason that we are not them. And when Newsweek and Time came out the week after, my God, it was us. It wasn't some them, it was us. And I still have those, and I look at them, and those are my students. They're not just some kids somewhere. And sometimes the magnitude of realizing that I personally know 3 kids who were murdered. I never knew a kid who was murdered before, and suddenly I know 3.
Daryl Scott's daughter, Rachel, was the second person to die that day.
But Rachel was the kind of personality that I can tell you, she just had that bubbly, vivacious personality, and she lit up a room.
Rachel's brother, Craig, was in the library.
Could have so easily lost 2 children that day because Craig faced the guns. He had 2 close friends that died under the same desk that he was under. And I'm having a hard time talking.
Eric and Dylan, they came over to where I was face down on the ground. I was lying there with my ears ringing. I thought they were bleeding, and not sure if Eric and Dylan were right behind me. They had a gun to my head, I didn't know. They had killed 10 people in the library. The whole time I'd been praying just for protection from God. I mean, I wish that more kids would have reached out to Eric and Dylan. If that would have happened, I mean, maybe, you know, this would have never happened. Some of the stuff that Eric and Dylan said in the library was just almost demonic.
You just don't realize how much you lose when you lose a brother or a sister or a child. For a parent, this is the most horrible nightmare that you could ever imagine. I mean, it's to not go give her away at a wedding, to I have unborn grandchildren that I'll never see.
I just want to say thank you, and I know it has to be hard for you.
I think you guys have a lot of courage. You're doing well and overcoming the loss of your students, your sister, and your daughter. And keep your head up. Things will eventually be better.
I'd like to thank you guys for coming out here and talking to us. I'm really sorry for your loss. I don't know what I would do if it happened to me. You guys are some of the greatest people I've ever seen.
Well, thank you guys for listening, because that's part of the healing for us. If we feel like that we can make something good happen, you know, that's part of what helps us go on.
My hope is, and my belief is, that out of that tragedy, there will come a prevention from other people doing the same type of thing.
Next, the teens get an exclusive look inside Columbine.
To go with my plan, to the scripter on my plan, I was in the middle of all of it. So I would have been dead. I wouldn't be here anymore. Yeah, I really had the guts to do it.
It sounds like this was the case of jocks versus sort of the weirdo kids, the kids that were kind of
Often, it is in the final seconds that young people make the choice between killing themselves or killing others. Sometimes, they do both. The visit inside the high school is a first for non-Columbine students. The damage caused by the bullets is still being repaired.
But the school, they are still treating this as a combat zone right now. SWAT team members, it looks like another team's getting ready to go in. They've already got a team in there. And the worst thing in the world is that the innocence, you know, is gone forever. I mean,
Kids were yelling. There's kids with guns, and I didn't believe them, because kids don't bring guns to Columbine, generally speaking, and they certainly don't shoot them. My understanding is that one or both of them at some point came through those doors at the end down there. Right outside of those doors is where Rachel was shot. It's also where Danny Rohrbaugh was killed. This is what we call our commons area. In a lot of schools, it's called the cafeteria. A lot of kids went this way. I mean, they went wherever they could. There were kids that ran through the foreign language department, tried to barricade themselves, realized they couldn't lock rooms, and just made a break for it.
it's very pensive, it's very tense. We do have some fatalities. The number of those fatalities...
Big bombs with propane tanks. And they were here. And they were set to go off and didn't. If those bombs had gone off when they were set to go off, hundreds of kids would have died. Hundreds.
I couldn't believe that I was walking through somewhere where people had died, where people had suffered and people were crying and praying that they wouldn't get killed. How two people can do that.
And, you know, to them, they were just going in and, you know, being pissed off and getting revenge, not thinking about the consequences.
They killed more souls than they did lives. All the families are, like, torn apart now. I mean, I bet every student that goes to this school has nightmares every night about it.
I don't know, it's just people I know instead of people I don't know in this position than seeing two kids walking down and just shooting.
Standing below the library, where most of the students lost their lives, Paula asked to read a letter she wrote to our group.
Dear Teen Files team, I must admit this experience has been much harder than I anticipated. When I got home last night, I felt the same bone-weary exhaustion I felt after each of the 5 funerals I attended in the wake of the shootings at our school. I cried as I have not cried in at least 2 months. As I looked into your faces, I saw that we had, in some way, touched you. Perhaps even moved you to change some part of yourself. Who knows? We may all move others to change as well. If this is the case, then all of the agony that has resurfaced will have been well worth it. Violence by its very nature lashes out and hurts many more than just the people immediately involved. I know that people at your age and in your situations have a true need to seek power. I have learned a lot recently about the pain of feeling powerless. It's possible at times that you could identify with Eric and Dylan. Their pain, their need to lash out. Please believe me, you have such power. The power to hurt and the power to heal. You thanked us yesterday, and you said that you believed that we were courageous. Thank you for allowing us to touch your lives. You shared with us your power to heal. As for courage, this journey you have begun requires uncommon courage. It is easier to look down the barrel of a gun than to look in the mirror and be wholly honest with ourselves. I have such respect for your bravery.
Matt decides to leave a message on Rachel's memorial cross.
The families fall apart over the grief they feel. Why does this happen to our loved ones? But I guess life has its quirks and times. So I vow no more violence for me, starting now. I've been thinking about it since we started the trip. See, all the sadness and the trauma that it does, I mean, it's not worth it anymore.
Feeling the tears and sorrow of this newly wounded community, the teens begin to reflect on the pain they've caused their own families.
And I kind of thought of a lot of things, you know, like the violence that I caused. I thought about enough times that, you know, if I get caught up in this mess, you know, if I go deeper than what I am right now, then I'm going to be in a cemetery.
That could have been my school. That could have been me dead. That could have been my mom crying. That could have been my brother. That could have been my teacher. You know?
After being away from home for almost a week, we surprised the kids with letters from their parents. The teens had no idea what to expect when they opened the envelopes.
You know, my dad kind of told me that, you know, he was proud of me and that he thinks the way of life that I'm doing now is a whole lot better than what it was before, and that means a whole lot.
Well, letter says, the choices you have been making truly haven't been the best for you. You know what I mean. Like you told me before, yes, sometimes I do wrong. But in the end, I know that everything will turn out all right with you in life because of who you are inside. I love you with all my heart. Love, Mom. I hurt my mom so much. She tries her hardest, and then I think, like, one day she's not going to be there for me. And the way I'm living for her now, it's just like, it's not working.
Surprising us all, KC receives a message from his father, one that he has needed for a long time.
we had to write something to somebody who heard us or something. Yeah. And I told you what I wanted from that person. And here he apologizes. I know you're going through some difficult times right now, and I also know that I'm particularly responsible for some of the problems you're having. I know I haven't been the ideal parent. I haven't always been there for you when you needed me. You and I both know I've done some pretty horrible things in my life, and I'm really sorry. I also hope that you understand that I don't want to see you make the same mistakes I've made. Of the few things that are important to me, you're way up there on the top of the list. I love you and I know what's the best for you. I never expected you to be perfect. Good luck and leave in yourself, Dad.
There's one more assignment before returning to Los Angeles. The Dandelion Project in Denver, Colorado, works to reclaim city parks that have been lost to drugs, gangs, and violence.
What we're going to do today is plant trees and flowers and make a sign.
Our teams agreed to help out, and we're joined by some very special kids.
Working with kids, you guys, that have violence in their histories, and these are kids who've been abused and neglected and didn't get what they needed. They've been through a lot, and so you have a lot to offer them today, I think, because they need some role models.
What do you guys like a part of this? We're just here to try to change ourselves, you know? So like when we get into a fight, there's another way to handle it instead of hitting people. So basically that's why we're here. It felt good being able to talk to a kid that could grow up to be just like me, and telling him or her it's not worth it, and having her say, "We understand, and thank you for being here." It was really nice.
Oh my gosh, you're going with my own job.
My job was yours.
And all my friends.
There you go.
And that was like the best thing I probably ever did over there. It made me feel real good when I like started planting trees with all those little kids running around and stuff. I liked it. It was fun.
It makes me feel good knowing that I'm actually doing something good for people.
We got 3 crews. Let's make them all count.
You guys did incredible work today. Do you know that this park will never be the same? Violence makes you feel out of control, and I think giving to your community helps you feel in control. This is a good kind of power.
That's so cool. I mean, knowing that I've helped those kids and like helped that whole community with that little park, it's just so cool.
Wave goodbye.
Next, we'll find out what's happened teens 2 months later to find out how their lives have changed.
What can I do? I mean, I love the guy. I'm not going to stop being with him just because I know something can happen. The thing that I'll never forget is Maria and Louis' story. Like, oh my God, I couldn't stop thinking about that like for days, you know, because I'm in the same position.
I don't like people.
I still have the plane tickets. I still have like the letters that we got. I still have the little rock and a fire. I feel like I can handle my life like in a different way now. You don't really need violence in your life.
When you have a gun, it's like you're big, like nobody's gonna mess with you. I'm just gonna be a straight edge boy, you know, kick it, go to school, skate, and do what I have to do to get me through life instead of messing around and getting in trouble. I'm not getting in trouble no more. Never, ever, 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 ever again.
I've written a lot of angry letters, like I want to blow up school.
You have such power. The power to hurt and the power to heal.
I remember in the letter she's saying that if she just helped one of us, she said it would make her feel a lot better. So, yeah, that really got to me. And she helped one.
I beat up people because I feel like, if I have the power, to help people, why use it in a negative way? I'm not as mean to people as I used to be, because I used to be mean. I used to buck people on purpose, and I think I've been more calm. And at least I know I'm popular because people like me, and I'm not popular like I was in junior high because everybody was scared of me.
There's a couple people that like to shoot in the head. Whatever your problem is, it can be overcome. It just takes time and willingness. As far as me being a tough guy, I'm a tough guy in the right places, I think. I'm starting to, control my impulsiveness, I'm trying to control my anger, it's my lashing out off the first bat. As cheesy as it will always sound, it takes a better man to walk away.
The people that I hurt, they're not, innocent victims. They're my rivals. I haven't been gangbanging since the Denver day. I think I could be one of those person that counts. Be a big inspiration and just helps out teenagers. I feel so good about myself. Just talking about it right now makes me feel good.
You had a homeboy that died yesterday?
I was in the car.
You were in the car.
Since Dee returned from Colorado, her life has been threatened by her gang friends.
My life's changed. I don't associate with people that I used to. I don't talk to them. I don't call them. Haven't seen them. I would do anything that they would not hurt me or my family. I would do anything. Janet, Aaron, Peter, Matt, Ricky, and Casey, they made me think and everything. But mostly Janet talked to me, and she made me think. And that's why I'm going to change my life around. I'm going to do it for myself and for my family, especially for my mom. Even though we had our little stupid problems, I consider them friends, Thank you guys for taking, to think. I could end up dead.
The truth about violence is more children die from gun violence in America than any other country in the world. The truth is, the average child will see 16,000 televised murders by the time they graduate high school. The truth is, 80% of child abuse victims go on to commit violent acts themselves. Ultimately, it's a combination of factors, from parenting to peers to gun access to abuse, that set in motion the chain of events that can become the horror of a gang slaying or the massacre at Columbine High. The truth about violence is, it's preventable, and we must all take responsibility for that. To help prevent violence in their future, our 8 teens were given one last challenge. They were asked to make an anti-violence public service announcement. Television star Malcolm Jamal Warner agreed to direct it.
Anyone take 6? Sounds good.
Casey, stay in the lens.
I've been wanting to act about fiction, right?
Okay.
That's my dream. So when you have a new movie, I'll come in and get you.
That bottom lip.
People think it's easy. I know, I thought it was easy. I can't even say one line.
Action.
And now, the world premiere of their PSA.
Marcus.
truth about violence is? It's our reality.
The truth about violence is, it's everywhere.
It hurts.
Hold it! Freeze! Get down!
It could happen to any one of you.
You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. Anything you say, if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided to you free of cost. Do you understand these rights?
The truth about violence is, it kills. It's never a real solution.
The power to change it starts with you.
For more information on violence prevention, call the CDC Safe USA hotline at 1-888-252-7751 and visit our website at www.teenissues.com. To purchase a